Papa Drew. We're over here in Quartzsite, and we've had the pleasure, nay, the privilege, of an ultimate Skoolie pulling up next to us. This guy is an Army Ranger. He's super nice guy, really off the hook. He'll help you out with whatever you need. All you have to do is ask. So let's go see. Let's go knock on his door.
Hey, Papa Drew.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good. What's up?
Nothing, man. Just want to come in and see your crib.
Well, come on with it.
All right, let's get her done. Wow, look at this. Wow. This is an ultimate Skoolie. So let's sit down, man. Let's have a little convo, shall we?
Sure.
All right, cool. What's up, Carl? How you doing,
up,
man?
Drew?
Hey, this is an epic school bus. I really dig it. I love all the natural woods, and it's like, it feels like it has a spirit of you in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, tell us a little bit about it. What's your favorite part of the bus, and why?
I think a lot of Skoolies are very individual because they're built by individuals. You know, it's not an RV where you go and pick out a floor plan. I mean, you actually sit down and design a floor plan, then you start building it. So each one's pretty, unique and individual to the person who builds it. I'm big into the Pirates of the Caribbean. Always wanted to be a pirate when I was a kid, Halloween stuff. So when I built this bus, I did everything, a lot of piratry going on here.
I can tell, man, the curtains are like epic, the masks, that kind of piratey.
I got that at Carlsbad Caverns. I couldn't live without that one.
Yeah, and you know what I'm digging? Like, the ceiling is magnetic. But here's the question I got. Out of all the different types of recreational vehicles that Carl could have picked from, being like Class A's, Class B's, Class C's, or buses, why did you say, hey man, I want to get a Skoolie. I want to use these things that God gave me to create and build that? Because a lot of the subscribers that are watching, they're like, you know what, this is really cool, and that's some of Carl's women that are now calling in to Carl, because when you own a Skoolie this cool, you're too cool for school, and they ring in, right? So tell us a little bit about why did you pick this mode of living?
Well, actually, it turned out to be kind of twofold. The first reason was straight up economics.
Right.
I paid $3,200 for this bus.
Yeah.
It's got a 5.9 Cummins, which is a good engine. It only had 109,000 miles on it, so had a lot of life left.
Yeah.
And when I just, went on YouTube and I looked at some of the Skoolie conversions and things, and I thought, I'm pretty handy with a hammer and a saw. I can do this.
Right.
Dad did a good job of dragging me around by my ear when he was doing side jobs and plumbing, electrical, and he made me get in there and do it, and I love him for it, because now I built the whole bus, and there wasn't a whole lot other than the solar that I had to go to YouTube, and try to figure out.
Yeah.
Which I encourage anyone that's got a problem to go to YouTube and look at whatever problem, because there's somebody out there before you that's had that problem, I can assure you.
Right.
And you can watch them and see how they conquered their problem.
Right, because there's a lot of people in the same shoes, but you hit on a key topic. You went around with your dad, you learned. And I think a lot of the youth nowadays have lost that part of growing up where dad's kind of taking the kids and said, we're going to go under the sink today with a wrench.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much gone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few, don't get me wrong. I
Right.
don't want to, be bashing all the dads out there for not teaching the kids, this stuff. A lot of dads don't know it. We're that many generations out of that.
Into it, yeah, right.
Yeah, there's a lot of dads that can't show their kids because they don't know.
Right, but your dad took you and taught you, and now you have a valuable school set. Like, you can build this, but in this bus where every nut, screw, and bolt absolutely is in this bus. If you hear a squeak, you're like, oh yeah, I remember building that, and I know how to fix it.
Yep.
So tell us some of the things that you're really stand out in this build. Like, what are you like, oh man, this I did this back then and it means a lot to me, and this is why. Give us some of that perspective from Carl.
Well, when I built the cabinets, above cabinets, below cabinets, all these cabinets, I had never done that. I was good with woodworking, but I was a rough framer. I didn't know how to, make a drawer or
Right.
anything else, and that's where YouTube came in. I watched that, and I said, well, if he can do it, so can I.
Right.
And I just got out some patterns and some plywood, and I started cutting it and started making it. Little things like this cedar table that we're sitting at. All this cedar came from a sawmill about 30 miles from my house. And I rolled up while they were cutting these very planks, and they were throwing them on the ground. I asked the guy, I said, hey, I need some lumber like that. And he goes, well, what's wrong with that? I said, well, I'll take that. And it was green, I mean, way green, just cutting it.
Yeah.
And I said, what do you want for it? He goes, $15. So I handed him a 20. He grabbed the 20, put it in his pocket, and said, have a nice day. And I thought,
why'd you ask?
yeah, price kind of went up in a hurry, didn't it?
Well, inflation. On the spot inflation.
Right.
Yeah, it's just kind of how it is.
I threw the planks in the back of the truck and went home, and I kept telling myself, hey, they need to cure. I don't have a whole lot of patience, so that went for about a month, and I made this table. And it's got a plywood backing to it where it's glued and screwed.
Right.
And but it's still split in a couple of places because it just wasn't dry enough, and but here's how I look at that. Okay, so I got a split here and a split there. So,
yeah, I wouldn't even
you
know
know what?
It's character.
It's character. That's exactly what it is. When I look at that, I have to laugh because I think, you idiot, you wouldn't give it enough time to cure.
Right. But I mean, I'm looking at it right now and like, dude, this adds to the flavor of what this bus is.
Right.
Right. It just kind of adds to that experience. So you have an interesting. I've never seen one before in a school bus, or I've been in many school buses, so they might be out there. And please, all the hate mail, please send to Carl. I'm just kidding.
Thanks.
But you have a bathtub,
right,
in the freaking school bus.
Yes.
That is. Tell us. Let me show. I haven't shown the audience, but maybe we can pull that curtain back real quick, Carl, and get that bathtub in there. So there you go. There's his bathtub. And there's a story about that, and I'm real interested to hear why. What's with the bathtub in a school bus when you're off grid? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it doubles as a shower, of course.
Right.
But again, it came down to price. I was gonna put an RV shower in there.
Yeah.
Nice 3-fold door. Pretty nice looking shower, and it could have done it. Without any problem. And I went down to the RV place and took some measurements and looked at some stuff, and I said, well, I need this shower. And the guy goes, the whole thing? And I said, yeah. So I went inside and he started pricing it, and it quickly climbed over $500 and was getting very close to $1,000.
Right.
And I was like, well, wait, thanks for your time. He goes, well, we're not done. I said, I am.
We're not done. I am.
Yeah.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, right. I'm
yeah,
done.
Exactly.
So I went down to the local. My daughter sent me a clip out of a Pinterest.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Of a tiny home, not a bus, but a tiny home.
Right.
And they had put one of these in a tiny home.
Right.
And she sent me that. She goes, "Hey, Pop, need some ideas." And I looked at that and I went, "Oh yeah, got that." So I got in the car a minute later and went down to the
feed store.
Yeah, feed store, ranch store, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
and looked at it. And they were on sale that day for $79.
Amazing, isn't it? It's
yeah.
just karma, man. When you need something, boom.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, there it is. Thanks, in my lap. I love it.
Yeah, so I brought that
seriously.
home, and
I need cake. You listening?
so promptly cut a hole in it for the drain, and it
Yeah.
takes a regular drain. You cut the right hole, and so it's not a big deal. It's a shower / tub.
Right. Tell us a little bit about the bed, Carl.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a queen size bed. It's got 2 46-gallon water tanks.
Yeah.
The pumps under here, filtration systems under here.
Right.
Outside shower.
Well, okay, that's epic.
Yeah. So I made all these apple crates with the scraps off the bus.
Okay.
Built a shelf up there to hold everything.
Right. And you left all the windows intact.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I didn't want to go through the time or the money of, putting steel down the bus and buying RV windows. And I mean, these work fine. There's nothing wrong with these windows. They work great. And I've got 360-degree view.
Right.
I also have 360-degree breeze.
Yeah.
So when there's a breeze outside and it's warm in here, you start popping open these windows, it's like being outside.
So
it's
there is one question that all the viewers want to know. Since we've seen everything there is to see in the bus, brother, you know what's coming next.
Oh yeah.
Where does it go, man? The plop plop fall fall. Where is it, man? Where is that?
Right over there.
There you go.
Yeah, composting toilet.
How does that work, man? I'm not gonna lift that lid out of fear of.
No, don't.
But we're not going that deep into Papa Drew. We're gonna keep that. But look at the artwork and just the cool wood that's right here, and you know the attention to detail and the pretty curtains, the water basin. You know, it's all functional stuff. You know, and then Carl has a passion. We're gonna have Carl show us what your passion is.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it could be.
No,
it's not that.
What's my passion?
You stir stuff with it.
Oh.
Yeah, come on, man.
Making the wooden spoons. This is something I just got into.
So Carl's over here in the back of the bus. He's parked right next to me right now, and he's carving spoons out of freaking tree trunks, and that's what he wants. Look at that. That's pretty epic, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. You know, you're in on your inner hippie.
Yeah, I enjoy making those. They're a lot of fun. It's kind of meditative.